That's crazy. I might not have found what I'm looking for while cruising around Kyoto, but I did get some crazy inspiration. Sometimes what you're looking for is not what you find. And sometimes what you find isn't, it's what you didn't know you were looking for. What we're going to do is tamaki. So te meaning hand and roll or wrap. But we're going to do it like a taco. This would be pretty cool. So let's see what we come up with. I'm taking a little bit of this and a little bit of that and this kind of concept and turning it into something really fun to eat. They say that a chef is only as good as their last plate, but I disagree. I feel like a chef is only as good as what's in their vault. After 25 years in professional kitchens, I've come to realize that the best recipes don't come from textbooks or cookbooks or from what I learned in culinary school. They come from the places I've been. This is the travel vault of what do you want to cook. We're going to make yellowfin tuna on sushi rice, a little bit of furikake, and a jammy egg. But we're going to take that Japanese ajima egg to another level, and we're going to make it a little into the Korean style, also known as a drunk egg. All right? First thing we got to do, though, is make a marinade for the eggs so we have a chance to cool it down. For this marinade, we're going to use a little bit of tamari, a little bit of water, just to kind of bring the salt content down a little bit. Green tea. In there, we're going to spike it with a serrano pepper, a little bit of garlic and ginger. That's going to get sliced up, garlic's going to get chopped up, and the ginger's also going to get chopped up. I'm not going to bore you with all the details and all the prep work, so let's just cut to the chase. All right, check it out. Here's what I'm thinking. Let's start with the tea first. We're going to make this extra strong, okay, because we want the marinade to be extra strong. This green tea is going to be super nice in there. Okay, so we're going to actually use 3 bags of tea and only like 3/4 cups of water. Although ultimately everything is going to kind of get simmered together, we don't want to burn the tea itself. So we're going to start just by making tea. So grab a medium little sauce pot, a little bit of sesame oil in the bottom. I think it would be important to kind of open up the flavors of the garlic, ginger, and chilies prior to adding all the liquid to it. It's going to really help to permeate the broth. So, ginger, a little bit of garlic. We got our serrano chilies. Just going to give it a quick saute in there, all right? We're just trying to open up the flavors. It was that fast, all right? Now, 3/4 cups tamari. 1/2 cup of water. Brown sugar goes in. We're going to give it a little whisk to make sure we don't have any sugar granules left. I've seen a lot of attempts online to create this Korean drunk egg situation, and honestly, if you're just going to chuck a bunch of ingredients into a pan, they're not really going to marry together, especially in the amount of time it takes to marinate the egg. All those other flavors aren't going to permeate, all right? So I think that if we give this a little cook first, then we cool it down and use it as our marinade, I think we'll have more of an outcome. At the end of the day, it's going to give us a really cool little drizzle that we can put over the top of the tamaki when we finish it off. Let's strain our tea. Extra strong, 3 bags and 3/4 cups of water. Okay, this is going to go in. Going to bring it just to a simmer, just enough to dissolve that sugar. Give it a taste, see where we're at. Oh yeah, nice. That's going to be super good. Grab another container, pour it in there, cool it down in the refrigerator for a little bit. This needs to be like down, not hot. You don't want it hot because it will continue to cook the egg. So you want it at least room temperature or below. We're going to go ahead and put it in here for a few minutes and cool it down. We got to soft boil eggs, all right? These are a 6.5-minute egg. Here's how I do it, all right? We're going to gently lower 6 eggs into already boiling water, right? These are cold, right out of the refrigerator. Already boiling water, just lower them in. You want to try to avoid cracking them. We're going to leave them at a low boil for the next 6.5 minutes. Hey Siri, set a timer please for 6 minutes, 30 seconds.
6 minutes and 30 seconds. Counting down.
I have a bowl of ice water right on the side. We're going to gently lift out our eggs and drop them right into the ice bath. All right, there we go. We're going to let that set for about 5 minutes. Probably the most frustrating yet the most satisfying, all right? Start with the big end. There's like an air pocket down there. I'm going to give it a crack all the way around, all right? I find it best to peel it under water. Ooh, that's cold. General idea is we need to get the eggs to be fully submerged in the marinade, all right? So, we're going to take our marinade out of the fridge. We're going to pour it in a jar, all right? I'm going to go ahead and slowly drop in the eggs one at a time. Okay, go ahead and pour the rest in there. All right. If you don't have them kind of floating in there, they're going to end up with different white spots on them where they're touching each other. All right? I'm going to take a paper towel, kind of fold it up in the proper size, kind of like that. We're going to put it down in the jar to kind of keep these eggs submerged underneath the liquid. Go ahead and put the lid on, put it back in the fridge for a couple hours, and we'll come back to that when we're ready to make tamaki. We've got our jar of jammy drunk eggs. That's what I'm thinking about, okay? Started with 3 little tamaki tacos. What might be a fun idea is to take some of this liquid from the jammy eggs. It has a lot of the stuff that like tuna poke might have. Put a little sesame oil in there. All right. And give it a little stir. On top of the tacos. Moment of truth. Here we go. Oh yeah. Super nice. That's pretty good. We're going to give these just a little couple slices. Take the entire thing and put it on top of the taco. A little bit of furikake. Good to go. What do we think about that? Inspiration comes in many ways, shapes, and forms. Sometimes what you're looking for is not what you find. And sometimes what you find isn't, it's what you didn't know you were looking for. What are you going to do with your jammy eggs? Or what are you going to put on your tamaki? Hit us with some comments. Thanks for watching this episode of What Do You Want to Cook? And we appreciate you joining us on the adventure. We'll see you next time. That's super good.